Wednesday, 23rd of September 2015, live from ITV Studios in London. This is Good Morning Britain.
Now, are you a henpecked husband? We ask this because we're talking about whether you feel like you're always, I don't like to use the word nagged, so should we say encouraged to remember to put the new seat down?
Hopefully reminded, yeah.
Or are you a paragon of virtue and always do what your wife suggests?
Well, Anthony Blackie says he's been a henpecked husband for 50 years. Can't be that bad, can it? 50 years?
Sounds like a pretty successful marriage.
A pretty successful marriage, yes, but he has written a survival guide for all other husbands to say how you live with a wife, you know, the best way to get through the whole thing.
Do it her way.
We married when she was 17. I was a very gullible 23. And the trouble was, when you fall for somebody, you don't see the faults, do you? You only see the faults later. 3 weeks after being married, the faults come out.
Completely. I can explode, but it usually takes me more than 3 seconds, and I have to be sort of wound up and seething, and then I can stand it so long, and then I blow.
So she said, you can have a conservative, Anthony, on the understanding
That you clean the glass.
Exactly.
And the conservatory's been up 10 years. And how many times have you cleaned the glass? Twice.
Oh, Vicky. She's gorgeous as well, isn't she? He was lucky to have her.
Yeah. He says that she is gorgeous and she remains beautiful. And that must be another secret to a happy marriage, isn't it? Constantly saying how lovely you both are.
I find that very helpful.
What's the treat, Annie? Reminding them to put the loose seat back
Yeah, don't even start.
Let us know what you think the secret to a happy marriage is, like Anthony and Vicky's. 50 years. I'm not sure that he's really henpecked. I think it's gentle teasing, isn't it?
One of the points he makes is that a good tip is to always find out the wrong side of the sink to leave your dirty mug.
And put it on the other side.
Put it on the way that she wants it. Why not just wash the mug up, is what I say, and then everyone's happy, aren't
Yes,
they?
because I don't think we should be taking issue with they've got 5 decades of success.
And they're on as well, they're coming on later to give us all their advice. But we kind of want to know what your issues are, what your tips are, all
Do
of
we
that.
want to know what people's issues are? And yes, we're going to do marriage counselling this time of the morning. What tips for marriage support?
I know, but unleash the can of worms.
Yeah. What is the secret of a happy marriage, especially one which has lasted 50 years? Our next guest, Anthony Blackie, thinks that he has the answers, despite claiming that he is regularly henpecked by his wife.
Yeah, now Anthony's actually written a book to help other husbands who are going through what he calls his henpecked life. Can't be that bad. But before we chat to him, find out the truth from his wife Vicky.
Gorgeous.
We're going to see what happened when we went to film them at their home.
We married when she was 17. I was a very gullible 23. And the trouble was, when you fall for somebody, you don't see the faults, do you? You only see the faults later. 3 weeks after being married, the faults come out.
Completely. I can explode, but it usually takes me more than 3 seconds, and I have to be sort of wound up and seething, and then I can stand it so long, and then I blow.
So she said, you can have a conservative, Anthony, on the understanding
That you clean the glass.
Exactly.
And the conservatory's been up 10 years. And how many times have you cleaned the glass? Twice.
Well, Anthony and Vicky are with us now, as you can see. It's lovely to see you, and congratulations, frankly, on being together for such a long time. Because by any measure, that's
Do you think medals up?
success. Well, if only I could. Now,
You've got her. She's lovely.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, she is, that's true. But you may think she's a normal, beautiful, but she's not.
Oh.
This woman changes in a flash to something like a monster.
And your point is that wives are like this generally, aren't they?
Yes. But, well, my thing is, I married a beautiful young girl, right? And I didn't know till 3 weeks after we were married that she had a fault. And then when I knew...
Was the fault you?
It changed everything, didn't it?
Is that what you were thinking, Vicky?
How lucky you were.
Well, yes, I did think I was lucky. I did. Let's be honest.
Aw.
Well, look, you've written this book, and in it there are many tips. It's the squashed man who married a dragon. Vicky, I don't know how you put up with this.
Ah, well, that's better than some of the things I'm called.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Well, how would you compare that with Hitler's sister?
Oh, right.
Genghis Khan's daughter.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
So I think dragon is quite mild,
It's
really.
a compliment, actually. It's a compliment.
Yeah, well, you obviously make each other laugh, which I suppose is one of the things which helps keep a marriage together.
Absolutely, that is a very important.
Humour.
Humour.
Yeah.
Without
Giggling
doubt.
is the
Without
whole
doubt.
thing.
When I said she changed, what I really meant was she goes from normal to volcanic sort of explosion. There's no in-between stages.
You see, my husband says this of me. He says that, you know, why are you doing all this now? Why are you getting in this state? What he doesn't remember is the 45,000 times I said in a calm and kind voice, is there any chance you could pick your pants from the floor? And then on the 4,556 time, we go mad, don't we, Vicky? Exactly it, you see? There you go.
They ignore you and ignore you and ignore you.
Yeah.
And then you have to blow.
Okay.
It's part of our charm.
In your book, some of the tips, how to avoid a rollicking. Is that your word that you
Yes,
use?
that's his
That's
word.
okay. How to avoid a rollicking. Tips from the book. Learn quickly, number one, which side of the sink is the wrong side to put your used coffee mug.
Yes.
Number two, let her throw out items of your clothing, no matter how precious they are.
Yeah.
And number three, don't question her when she does crazy things. I also like number five, never let your brother or your best friend come to stay.
Well,
Were you the jealous type?
I tell you what that is. We have a little house in Spain. We spent half the year over there. And friends and family come out. And they come out, we think they're coming out for 3 or 4 days, they come out for 10 days, maybe 3 weeks. And somebody once told me, family and friends are like fish. After 3 days they go off. And so we think,
I suppose you must like being with her a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the one I think is interesting, you have to learn quickly which side is the wrong sink to put the dirt, side of the sink to put the dirt. Yes, now, well, why don't you just wash your own mug up?
oh, come on, come
That's
on.
a good one. Vicky, we need to go out for breakfast, don't we?
Have a little chat.
I'm going to now, don't we? 3 women to
How about cooking as well? Could you drop a hint about that?
Do you not cook?
I don't
Right.
cook in the normal sense of the word,
Right.
but I make for Vicky, breakfast is my signature dish.
Is it? What, opening that cereal box?
Well,
Sorry?
no, it's like, no, because I don't have cereal, otherwise that would be part of
That
it.
would be part of it, okay.
Yeah, but what I do, and this is a good tip for all men, when I make her toast,
Yeah.
I cut the toast in all sorts of romantic shapes.
Oh.
Heart-shaped, diamond,
Oh.
even once with the aid of a toothpick and a bit of paper, I put sails on her toast fingers.
Do you know what? He's melting me, Vicky. I see how he's got away with it for so long.
Well, he does have his moments.
Yeah.
Mixed in.
50 years of them. It's lovely to talk to you. You don't
obviously-
appear to be a squashed man.
No,
You're
you didn't.
certainly not a dragon, but it's absolutely gorgeous to talk to you this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank
You
you.
seem very, very happy. It's lovely. I wonder what Lorraine makes of this. She's here in 15 minutes.
I don't know, honestly. I think she's a walking seat.
And the squashed man who married a dragon, a husband of 52 years, writes a cheeky and perhaps controversial book on how to survive marriage.
Dragon is mystical power,
Oh, well, I might have that.
magic. In fact, calling her a dragon is a compliment of sorts.
Has done just
Of a little bit of give and take, that's what people usually say. He travelled to Sunderland and Everton visit Reading.
no play at all today in Lancashire's final county championship match of the season against Essex because of the rain in Chelmsford. Lancashire, of course, 8 points behind Division 2 leaders at the start of the game, but they're both promoted anyway.
Oh, no rain here. Well, not since this morning, I suppose, but we'll get more on that with Diane in a moment. But first, a long and happy marriage is usually the result of a little bit of give and take. That's what people usually say, isn't it? So perhaps it's not a good idea to write a book about your wife entitled The Squashed Man Who Married a Dragon.
Be interested to know what you think of this. Anthony Blackie, a town salesman from Clitheroe in Lancashire, has done just that. He says it's a guide for men who want to survive married life, and the good news that his wife, Vicky, is still talking to him. Peter Marshall's been to see them both.
There you go.
Go now.
52 years they've been together, and Anthony Blackie believes he has much to teach other men on how to survive 5 decades of marriage.
It's a beneficial thing I'm doing for the nation. I'm helping everybody.
What do you think about that, Vicky?
Well, I didn't think that's why he started writing it.
No, it wasn't. It was for revenge, you're right.
That's what it was.
All his words of wisdom are in this undiplomatically titled The Squashed Man Who Married a Dragon.
Dragon is mystical power.
Oh, well, I might have that.
Magic. In fact, calling her a dragon is a compliment of sorts.
Among his tips, say
Yes.
a lot.
Yes.
Never tell your partner their new jacket doesn't look good. Instead, say,
It doesn't do you justice, darling.
and watch where you put your cups. So, is it a tad sexist?
Oh, never mind a tad. I think the women out there will think more than that.
Well, they're entitled to their view, or wrong, obviously, but they're entitled to their view, aren't they?
Anthony insists his book is an act of philanthropy. He's a romantic.
I take her out to Morrison's for an all-day breakfast. That is the peak.
Of course, in a balanced marriage, Vicky has her own tips for womankind.
Never give in if you're right. Stand your ground. You were not here to be trodden on. And make sure that you have time apart.
Anthony is, of course, a salesman, and this battle of the sexes won't harm sales of his book.
This is for us. This is going to get me, I tell you,
Get
BAFTA
me.
awards.
Did you notice?
Well, you have.
Get me.
Yes.
This is for us. It's going to get me. That is the story of our life.
And with that, a ceasefire is called in the battle of the sexes. Peter Marshall, BBC Northwest Tonight, Clitheroe.
Yeah.
Who's caught out?
Oh, forget all the jokes. I think that actually they are a perfect couple, aren't they? They've got the measure of each other, I think they're.
Calling her a dragon is a compliment. What did you say, Diane? When she said never back down if you're right, and Diane went, or if you're wrong.
Oh my, that woman's got a lot to learn, hasn't she? They were the perfect couple, and it's that quality, that sense of humour